Hello everyone, if you can hear my cat, I'm sorry. It's Melon, and I've been crying for a little bit, not gonna lie. Room's a bit messy per usual, but I wanted to make this video, for a long time, and I think it's important to make this video. My usual content is, talking about trauma-based disorders, and I think it's very important every once in a while to not stop preaching that, but start looking at ourselves outside of those disorders and outside of that education, because sometimes talking about our disorders constantly can get us stuck in this internalized loop. I want to make this video to remind you that no matter what's written on those papers, no matter who is telling you what your diagnosis is, no matter whatever, at the end of the day, you're still a human being like everybody else. We all often think that we need that diagnosis on that paper to be valid, or that we need someone else to tell us who we are in order to feel valid within ourselves. And I think that that's something that is ruining us day to day. I think it's ruining us. And I think others feel that way too. I want everyone to remember that we live on a floating rock in space, in the middle of nowhere. And we have enough hate going around. We have enough hate. We have enough discouraged. We have enough pain. We have enough violence. And I think sometimes we should just sit back and think about who we are behind all of those negative things and labels and the way we perceive ourselves physically. I think we should perceive ourselves a little bit different sometimes, because we see our face every day. We see our skin every day. We hear our voice every day. I feel like sometimes we should really just perceive who we are inside spiritually. And I don't mean that as like in a religion or anything like that. I mean that in just general. I think that we should look inwards rather than look outwards. Our eyes can only see half of what's around us, and I think looking at things with our eyes closed can really help us learn a lot more about ourselves and the earth and things around us. Because sometimes we just have to close our eyes and listen to the nature and listen to what's around us. We rather listen to negative podcasts. We rather listen about gossip. We rather listen about how ugly we are to people. And we rather listen to all this hateful things rather than listen to the positives in life. And half of that is nature, what's around us, our own heart beating, our ears pumping, like the little, your eardrums just, our breathing. Like, this is why I say meditation is very important for us. But like I said, meditation doesn't help with anyone. My whole point of this is just remember that you are so much more than you think and that you envision. And there will be people all around the world saying it's too late, you can't do this, you can't do that, you're ugly, you're weird, you're odd, you have this disorder, you have this disorder, you're doing this instead of doing this. When we just forget that we are human. As much as consistency is key, we are allowed to take breaks. Just because, another thing is that people will see super duper spiritual people and be like, how are they so able to be so high vibrational all the time? That's not possible. There's no such thing as being high vibrational all the time, but that is the goal. The goal is to be as highly vibrated as we can be, but that's not possible. We are allowed to feel sad. We're allowed to feel. Healing is such a big and in-depth thing, and you don't need all these physical things to fully heal. I always say this: you can have a psychiatrist, a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist, and some meds, but the only thing that can really help you heal is you. These are just tools. For example, before I was healed or wanted to heal, the thing is that I had all these resources that people could beg for and wish for, but it didn't help me until I decided that I wanted to take it for granted and that I wanted to use this and help myself. I was not helping myself at all. They were basically talking to a wall. I'd fall asleep during sessions, I'd roll my eyes, I'd dissociate, I'd get angry. But once I finally stepped up and was like, you know what? I'm not getting anywhere in life doing this. Let me just take it for what it is and see how it goes. And that it is the best decision you'll ever make, I promise you. Now, when we look internally, we need to understand that in order to do that, you really, really, really have to be in a point in time where you're going to allow yourself to do that. Because people will tell you all the time, meditate, do these things, look inwards, do shadow work, pray to God, go to church. But the only way that you can truly look internally is if you, in your head, you're like, you know what? I'm ready. I want this. Because if you don't want something, then you're not ready. If it's not something that you are dying for, if it's not something that you are able to do, if it's not something you can stomach, if it's not something that feels positive to you right now, or you don't see the possible positive outcome, don't do it. At least not yet. And it's not bad if you don't do it now. It's just eventually it is needed. Eventually it is needed, and it is something that you need to do. Because if you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't look internally, if you don't find a way to help yourself or love yourself, you're gonna die unhappy. And I know this is a scary thought. It is a scary thing, and no one should fear death. But you don't want to go on your way out of life regretting every single moment of your life. Whether you die young or die super duper old, you're 98 years old and you look back and you're like, I regret my entire life. I know it's hard wanting to live. I know it is hard and unbearable to look in the mirror and love who you see sometimes. I know it's hard to break out of the cycle. I know it's hard to stay clean from self-harm, drugs, drinking, whatever it is. But it is worth it when you try. So, to look internally, stop identifying with your labels. Stop listening to these negative things. Don't put that dark vibrational things within you. Don't look at yourself through physical ideation. Like, don't look at yourself physically and just say that's who you are. Don't go outside hating it. Don't get a job hating it. The only way you can truly live your life and love yourself is by doing things that you love. But there are costs. There's this one saying that I really love. I forgot who it was, where I heard it from. It was on TikTok, I think, and I heard it said, in order to get things that you love, you must lose things. Even heaven demands death. That completely changed the way that I think. And I think putting that into perspective is very, very important. And loving ourselves and looking internally is very, very important. So don't give up on yourself. I know that it is hard helping others all the time, giving all this advice all the time, and not taking your advice and not helping yourself. So if this video doesn't help, I get it, but I at least want you to look into the mirror today and really look. And I also suggest that you close your eyes and see what you see. And you'll understand when you do it. It's okay to be sensitive. It's okay to feel numb. It's okay to react bigly. Bigly is not a word, is it? But largely, it is okay to feel. It's okay to not feel feelings. We're human. It happens. Now please remember that you cannot do anything if you don't use your tools, okay? How can you build something if you don't pick up the tools, right? Someone can give you the blueprint, all of the tools to build, but can you build without picking up that hammer? Can you build without looking at the blueprint? You can't. That's not how it works, hon. You are worth it all. You are worth everything. Look within. Don't give up. Don't let people label you. Don't fall into the propaganda. And love yourself. I hope this helped any of you. You're worth it. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Eat. shower, brush some teeth, and yeah,